welcome to FM John Curtis Chess at YouTube. We also stream on Twitch TV. Today we are presenting you with a match, Australia versus France, right? And I didn't start off too well. I lost the first game, and I think it's only fair that we show our losses as well as our wins. So let's start with game one. At the beginning of our match, our opponent, blitzmgl from France, was rated 2,203, and the Magician, the FIDE Master, I wasn't getting any help from Grandmaster Teddy. I was rated 2157, and I'm from Australia, as you know, so this is France versus Australia. Okay, I opened up with e4, a book move. He played e5 in retaliation. It's a book move. Knight f3, we're attacking his pawn. We're just attacking the pawn, putting a bit of pressure on the centre for the beginners out there. Knight c6, he's just defending the pawn that's attacked. Okay, so nothing unusual is going on here. It's the king pawns are opening, and now we have the Rye Lopez. When we play bishop b5 in this position, it's a book move. Bobby Fischer, the greatest player in the world, used to love the Rye Lopez. He did try the King's Gambit for a while, then he switched to the Rye Lopez. But the idea of playing the bishop here is to prepare to castle, okay? Right, he played a6. Now, you can play two moves here. You can capture the knight, which is called the exchange Lopez, because you're exchanging the bishop for the knight, or you can retreat the bishop. Let's see what I did. Well, I retreated the bishop. Often I will take the knight, but in this particular case, I thought, no, I'm just going to go back this time. He played knight f6, and he's threatening the pawn. And he's threatening the pawn here on e5. Now, this is the Rye Lopez opening Morphy defence, right? It's called the Morphy defence, named after the great Paul Morphy, one of the strongest players that ever lived. He was a world champion, he was a doctor, and you can read more about Paul Morphy at chess.com in Greatest Chess Players. It's all in there for you. So it's in this position. I played d3. I thought I'll play something just nice, safe and solid, and not go into those complex main lines that most of the masters know. And I know he's 2,203, so I thought, well, I'm just going to play it quietly and solidly. He played b5. Now I played bishop b3, and it's a book move. He played bishop e7, a book move, and I played knight c3, which is a book move. Right, so it's still the Morphy defence. He played d6, excellent move, but castles was best, and I played knight d5. I should play a3, as the engine is, as the chess.com analysis room engine is showing. And I thought about that move, and I was sorry that I didn't play it, because I did not get a good game against my opponent, who played knight to a5 and secured the advantage. So I thought, well, I don't want to have a game where he's got the two bishops. So I thought, well, I'll take the knight, take the bishop. I thought I'll take the bishop, and then that way, well, we'll see what happens. He took with the queen, and now I can't stop him capturing my bishop. Now my best move is probably c3. It might be my best move. But we'll just see what he does. I played h3. I should castle, apparently. That was the best move. The engines always know, don't they? Anyway, I played h3. He took the bishop, and I recaptured. Now I've got bad pawn structure. And by that, I mean the double pawns are weak. Okay? The engine says that white's actually got a better game or equal game. It's not much difference. He played c5, and I was really worried here. I thought, I've got to be really careful. I should play knight h2. I castled. He castled, Then I played knight h2, so I recognised it was a good move, but one move too late. Now the engine's saying knight h2 was not the best, but rook e1 was better. Anyway, he played bishop d7. He develops his bishop and he connects his castles. So at this stage, I actually preferred black's position. But I thought, well, no, I'll play f4 and try to open it up. And he played d5, and I thought, oh my God, what's this move? And I realised that this is full of complications. Anyway, I took the pawn off. I took the wrong pawn too. I took the wrong pawn. Anyway, he took with the queen, and then I thought, well, what do I do here? So I attacked his queen, and then he played this move. Oh, he's playing really exceptionally well. He's threatening bishop takes pawn, threatening checkmate. And he's also threatening pawn takes pawn. So how do you defend? Well, I played queen e1, and it's the only move to defend, and the engine says, Johnny, star move, best move. So when you get the confirmation from the engine that you've played the best move, you should be happy. So I thought, well, maybe I can outplay him in the endgame, get a bit lucky or something. Anyway, rook takes, and he played pawn takes pawn, best move, because now I've got an isolated e-pawn that he can attack. And so this is a problem for me. He played bishop here, and he's attacking my pawn straight away. So it's no good to play knight here, because I'll be all tied up and I'll never be able to move my knight. So I pushed the pawn, and that's apparently the best move. And he moved there, knight there, and now he's actually threatening knight here, and knight takes pawn. So I have to be very careful of knight here and knight takes pawn. So what do I do in this position? Well, I played bishop there. Apparently it's not the best move. The best move is to go on the attack and play bishop here and attack his weak pawn. Right, so in other words, the engine's saying that black's got a good game. Engine says it's equal. So if I play bishop here, I think the position's equal. But I played here, and the engine says it's still equal. Anyway, he played rook e8. I'm starting to panic at this stage. Because I thought, oh no, I like his position. Anyway, I played c3, which is a really bad move. And now he played knight c7. He should play knight b6, which was a better move, right? He should play knight b6. Anyway, I played king f2. I should play rook to d1. Very hard to find the right moves in these positions. And now our man from France played bishop d5. And I looked at my pawn. I thought, that pawn looks very lonely. So I played rook a3. Engine says I should just push the pawn forward. So I can see what the engine's talking about. The engine's talking about after pawn here, if pawn takes pawn, after pawn here, if pawn takes pawn, pawn takes back, bishop takes, and then rook hits the bishop, and when the bishop moves, we can play rook takes pawn and grab this c pawn here. So that's what the engine's looking at. But I'm not an engine, so I couldn't work that out. So I just played rook to a3 and held my pawn. Anyway, he played h6, which apparently is a great move. At this stage again, I'm getting really worried, thinking I'm going to lose this. This is terrible. So I doubled my rooks on the pawn, thinking that if he at least takes the knight, I might be able to get compensation, somehow take his pawn. And I was looking at bishop takes knight, bishop takes knight, pawn takes, and if he plays rook takes pawn, I can play bishop here and attack his rook and knight through the f4 to c7 square. So it's getting a bit complicated. He played this move, and I was happy about that because I thought that doesn't do too much. So I played bishop there, star move, best move. So black's got a slight edge here, as you can see on the bar on the side of the board. And I may be going a bit too fast. I'm not too sure. If I'm going too fast, I'm sorry for you. But I've got another 4 or 5 games to show you, and I want to go through them fairly quickly because there's one particular game that gets very exciting. C4, and now it's in this position. I played knight here. Apparently pawn takes pawn was best, as indicated by the chess engine. And here he took the pawn off, and I thought, thank God for that. So I hit him with the bishop, in other words, thinking he'd fallen for my trap. He played rook there, and then I took his knight off, and he took with the rook, and then I took his pawn. And apparently that's not the best move, right? It turned out to be not the best move. So at this stage, now white's got an advantage, but it's not a clear advantage. Best move was rook takes pawn, right? Because that way I'm still on this pawn. I may get 2 pawns rather than 1. Anyway, so I played knight takes. Okay, so I made a mistake. It just looks good, doesn't it? Looks good attacking the castle. But he played rook c6, and he gets a star move. The guy from France, blitzmgl, 2203, has found the best move. So I played pawn takes pawn, and that's a star move, best move. He took with the bishop, and then I slipped back and hit his castle. He gave me a check. Now I have to be a bit careful where I'm going. But I moved my king here, and I get the star move again from the engine, so I'm playing the ending fairly well. And then he played rook hits pawn. Now, I was really worried about bishop here. And I think it's at this stage that I lost on time. That's right. Rook e1, rook to b8. This is how the game could have continued. But it's in this position I lost on time. But I thought I was okay. The game could have continued. Rook to e1. He played rook to b1, b3, bishop d5, and rook e2. And White's got at least an equal game according to the engine. So it's just a drawing game. But I lost on time. It was then that I thought, I have to get my act together. I've got to play better than this. And so we're going to take you to game 2. In this particular game, I'll show you. In this particular game, whoops, wrong, sorry, apologies. In this particular game, there's the analysis. I thought we might have the what's his names, the accuracy levels, but they were pretty high. And I'll take you to that. I'll take you to that to try to show you that. We'll go back to chess.com. We'll go back to the archives, my chess archives. And we'll have a look at that first game against blitzmgl. And you will see that as white, I played with 91.9% accuracy. I lost on time. My opponent played with 92% accuracy. So 0.010% better than me, right? Only 0.001% better. But anyway, that was how the game was played. So we both played almost at 92%. There's nothing in it in round 1. So we're going to go to round 2 now. And in round 2, this time the colours are reversed. And the colours are reversed. And, whoa, this is game 2. 2196, 2194. Game 651. We'll have to delete that last game. And here we go. We'll try to get this game in. Analysis, there we go. Boom. Going into the analysis live. Because we want to have a look and see what the engine's saying about the game. Might be able to tell us how we could have played better. Right, so this is game 2. I'm playing the black pieces. blitzmgl from France is playing the white pieces. Don't forget, it's a 3-minute game. You can see the clocks there. I'll just make sure you can see the board. And yes, you can. Okay, he opened up with e4. He must be copying me. I played e6. I thought, oh, maybe the French defence. He played c5 and I thought, oh, to hell with it. I'll just strike in the centre. I'll just try anything. And he took the pawn, takes, and takes. I played knight f6. A reason why I played knight f6 is I didn't want to take the pawn because he would hit my queen and get a tempo with the knight. That's why I didn't capture with the other one. In this position, bishop b5 check is a possibility, right? So that's a good possibility. Let's see what he played. He played knight there, and I took the pawn off, so he hasn't caused me any real problems. He played knight f6, and I thought, well, I'll just play bishop e7 and castle. Remember, everything's got to be quick. He played bishop there, so I thought, I'll play bishop there and try to set up a trap. It's not very smart. It's real Dumbo stuff. He's got a really powerful move. White's winning. Have a look at the bar on the side of the board. And he finds the correct move. Queen to b3. He's threatening queen takes pawn. He's triple attacking down here on the along the line. So I took his knight off. I didn't know what else to do. He took my bishop, and I took the pawn. So at this stage, I'm playing very badly. Queen takes pawn may be the best. The engine's going to tell us in a minute, but this is what he played. Pawn takes knight. No, the engine says that's okay. Doesn't say anything about another move. It should do. The arrow should show the best move. Okay, right. Okay, so anyway, I played this move. Queen to d5. So I'm attacking his queen, protecting this pawn and protecting that one. And it's the only move I can play on the board. He played queen c2, and as you can see, the bar on the side of the board says, position equal. Anyway, I played e5, and the engine sort of half likes it, but half doesn't. He should castle immediately here, I think. Anyway, he did. He castled, and white's better. So I played knight c6. I want to get there quick. Played queen here. He doesn't want me to castle. So he's covering that line. And I can't push the pawn because he'll take my queen off. So what do I do? Apparently black's better here. I played rook to d8, which is not a good move. The correct move in the position was pawn here and chase the queen away. And black's got a good game, right? But I played this Dumbo move, and then he played rook there, and I thought, oh, what do I do here? I don't like this. So I thought maybe I can set a trap. So I played g6 and attacked his queen, and he played queen e4. Now he thinks he's threatening knight takes pawn, right? So I thought, well, all right then, I know what I'll do. I can see a trap there. So I took his queen, and when he took with the rook, I played this move, bishop here. Now, when you play bishop there in this position, pawn here looks like a fantastic move, doesn't it, right? Pawn to d5, because the pawn's pinned against the king, right? But there's a problem with it. There's a problem with the move. So in this position, maybe the best move is knight takes pawn. I don't know. Maybe he can't take it. Anyway, he played this move, and then I played my coup de grace, my brilliant move. I played king to f7. Apparently white's winning. But he took the pawn off, and I thought, you beauty, I'll give you a check. And I thought that was my ace in the hole, the move I hoped he missed. He took his rook back because he was scared. And then I took his rook off with check. Knight takes and bishop takes pawn. I actually think knight, now I look at the board again, I think actually knight takes pawn might be better. I'm not sure. But I played bishop takes pawn. I can always look at the review of the game and see what it says. But I thought, I'll play bishop takes pawn. He played bishop d2, so I thought, you beauty, I'm going to outplay him here. I played rook d8. I thought, no, he's got me. He's taken a point off me, so I'm going to attack him. I'm not going to have any mercy with him. He played knight to f3. Now he's threatening knight takes bishop check. And he wants to also give me a knight check here, which is really nasty. So I thought, well, I'll just move my bishop back here, so if he moves his knight check, I can always get the option of taking it off. Anyway, he played rook b1. He thought he'd attack a pawn. So he wants to play rook takes pawn. But do you notice he's neglecting his back rank? But I thought, oh no, I'll just play b6, defend the pawn, so that pawn's protected. You can't do anything there. And he played pawn there, so I moved my knight over the side of the board. I want to play knight here and chase his bishop away. Anyway, so he moved his bishop back there, and I thought, gee, that's a passive move. So I played c5. Whole idea is I want to motor my pawns. I know, when I say motor them, I want to engage my pawns, because I've got the queenside majority. If anyone's going to win this game, you've got to attack, and you've got to go to your strengths. Well, my strength is the queenside, right? I've got three versus 2 pawns, 3 pawns versus 2 on that side of the board. And his strength is that he's got to move these pawns up here. But because he's going backwards with his bishop, I'm getting a bit of momentum here. And so I thought, well, he played king f1. He wants to get his king in play. So I played knight to c4, because the knight can't really be chased out of there. And he played king up. He's playing really well. So I played my king up, and then he played g4. And I thought, no, he's already motoring his pawns up, so I have to do something good. So I played rook d5. So if he pushes the pawn, I could just take it off, right? And he played rook there. He was protecting his pawn. He wants to get his bishop moving, I think. Anyway, I played king there, because I know that what I've got to do is I've got to push my pawns on the queen side. He played knight there, so I thought, you beauty, now here's a chance for me to execute my plan. So I took the knight, and when he takes with the bishop, yes, I push a pawn on a white square. Because I've got a black bishop, my pawns belong on white squares. However, his pawns are ready to motor. So, motorize, get very mobile very, very quickly. But anyway, so he gave me a check, and I was happy with that. I moved to king here, and remember, I control the open file, so I'm threatening rook here, right? Okay, so here he played rook there, and I played rook here. I thought that's a good move because I want to take this pawn, I want to take that one, but he came up with a good move. He played rook hits rook, and then I realised, hold on a minute. I realised I can't take this pawn, right? Because if I take that pawn, he will check me here and win my bishop. Can you see that? So if I take the pawn, his castle can come down here and check me and take the bishop, because his castle will be protected by that bishop there. So you see the check and take the bishop? So I've got to be really careful. So I thought, what do I do here? And I thought, okay, am I judging this correctly? I thought, my pawns are motorized. So I played rook takes rook check. He took with a king. Now the correct move for me is just pawn here. Push those dang pawns. And I played king here. Well, he played a good move. Bishop here. He slowed my pawns down, right? Now, the only way I can get in is king here, right, threatening to come in here, and that may well win. King here may win. I think that's probably the right move, because that's a real threat, isn't it, right? That's a threat. So king here might be the best move. So I played bishop here, which is Dumbo stuff, because I want to play pawn here and pawn there. It's really slow. So he played pawn there. So he stopped my king coming in. Our man from France, blitzmgl, recognised the danger of my king entering on e4. So he played perfectly. So I played a6. He moved his bishop back. I pushed the pawn. He's allowed me to motorise my pawns. So he thought he'd get his king in. He thought he might try to get his king in here somehow. And it's then that I played bishop here and attacked his pawn. And I was so happy because I thought I've slowed him down, and he moved his bishop back. See, this is the problem of having a pawn on a black square when you've got a black squared bishop. It's a target, isn't it, right? And did you notice how I removed all my pawns from black squares on the queen side? So I've got no targets. You know, I played pawn there because I'm just trying to stop his pawns. Right? Give myself time to do something. So he played pawn there, and that'd be very bad to take the pawn. So I don't take that pawn. So I pushed my pawn forwards because I'm hoping that I might be able to push my pawns all the way through. And he played this move. I thought he was trying to think he's a smarty. And so you know what I did? Well, I thought I just took it off. And he thought he's going to get tempos and push his pawns. But I just moved my bishop back, and now he's got a problem. If he takes this pawn, he's looking at this. Remember, he's only got 19 seconds. Have a look at the clock. He's got 19 seconds. If he takes that pawn, well, I'll take this pawn. And that's a really dirty big pawn. So he can't take it. So he panics. He pushes his pawn. He's hoping to lock me out, right? And then I thought, well, I'll go for a queen. That'll worry you. And now he's in real problem. He's got real problems. So he should move his king across, but he moved his bishop, so I took his pawn off. And then he panics. He plays pawn forward. So I just moved my king back to stop that pawn. So now his pawns are not going anywhere. Yet I'm actually threatening, I might be threatening pawn here even, just to smash his pawns. Anyway, he played king up. It's not a bad move. I thought, what do I do here to win? And so I pushed my pawn. I thought, I don't know what to do. I'm just going to push real quickly because he's short of time. And I've got 21 seconds. He's got 11.2. It's Australia versus France. Right, so he played king there, and I thought, what do I do here? What do I do here? Got to make a move, got to make a move. So I played bishop there. I thought, I'll just let him panic. And he played king back. So I pushed a pawn, because my pawns are getting closer, aren't they? And he played king there, so I moved my pawn there and protected my bishop. And he moved his bishop back. He made a mistake because then he forgot something. This pawn's going to go for a queen. He took a pawn, I made a queen. He took a pawn, I gave him a check. He went back, took his bishop, and then he resigned. It was lost because his only move in the position is like pushing a pawn or something like that. He can't stop checkmate in one move. He can't stop the checkmate in one move. So then that was the end of the game. He lost on the clock with checkmate in one move. But at least in my position, when I lost on the clock, it was technically a draw, wasn't it? Right, I think it was. Anyway, we're going to go to game 3. We don't want to bore you because the best is yet to come. But that was a very instructive endgame. So for the beginners out there and the medium strength players, 1600 and 1800, well, you can see that, that the game was fairly accurate from the point of view of the endgame. And we're going to try to involve this archive. We're going to go back to the archive here. So we've played through game 1 versus blitzmgl. Game 2, we've played through that. So at this stage, the score is 1-all. And we have 3 more games to play. So the match was 5 games. Here we go. Next time, this time I'm playing with 91% plus accuracy. So we're going to check him out this time. I'm going to take you to the analysis room. Okay, make sure you can see the board. Good, good, good. Here we go. So now we've got the game. This time his rating, you might notice, is 2151. So he's been losing a few rating points to me. Mine's 2191. Can we win this one? This time I've got the white pieces. Played c4, played e5, knight c3, and we have the English opening, the reversed Sicilian it's called. The reason why it's called the reversed Sicilian is the c4 move for white, And this C4 move for white. I'm pointing at it with my finger. I should be putting the arrows at it. C4 move for white, and knight here is what black plays with the Sicilian against white if white plays E4. So if you turn the board around or change the colours, you will see that that's why it's called the reversed Sicilian. G3, so we're continuing with this English opening. It's the Carl's Bremen, what's his name, attack. Pawn takes, knight takes pawn. I play bishop G2. So I want to control those white squares. And this time I'm far more conscious of my time. And I went into this session mainly to try to improve my chess ratings, and my fans at Twitch TV didn't think that I was a total nong, right? So I was trying to improve my rating offline, which I did. I was very successful. He played knight b6. He went backwards, so I thought, well, I'll go forwards. You never know. He may make the mistake of allowing pawn here. Pawn here is a real threat, so that would kill him. So he's got to be accurate. He played a5, and that's the best move, right? It's the best move. So I played knight f3. I'm threatening his pawn, and he defended it. So I thought, well, what do I do now? Quickly, John, d3, and just open up your bishop, right? Get your bishop working. Bishop e7, he wants to castle. I thought, well, I'll play bishop e3 too, and we'll just see what he does. See, he played bishop e6, and I'm thinking, oh, you want to play knight here and put me under pressure. So you know what I did? I ripped off his knight. I thought, I'll confuse him. He took the pawn, and then I just simply castled, because I've still got lots of play against the white squares. He played castles. I played rook c1. I thought, well, I'll just play rook there and test him. Just test him. See, he's got to find moves. A good move is bishop c5. That's a good move. Just put your bishop there and hold the pawn. It's a nice move. Anyway, he played queen there, and I thought, he can't be serious, can he? He wants to play here and take my bishop. See, the problem is, if he plays bishop here, and I take his bishop, he's got no attack, and I've still got the white squares controlled with my knights and stuff, right? And I've got this white square controlled with my a-pawn. See, I played knight there, and I thought, well, you just do your best, buddy. And he went there, and I thought, great, I'll take it off. And he took with the queen, and I thought, now that you're down there, I know what I'll do. I'll try to confuse you a little bit. Anyway, he should play rook d8, but he attacked the knight. He got tempted to attack my knight. So I moved my knight back to attack his bishop and attack his pawn, see? Because I'm trying to gain time. He played bishop there, and he forgot about the pawn because he wanted to move fast. And I thought, you just try to move as fast as me and you'll pay for it. So he played rook here. I thought, gee, I'd love to put my knight in here and trap his rook. And then I saw, oh no, he can take my knight off. I can't do that. So what can I do in this position? So I thought, I know what I'll do. I'll play rook c4 because I might be able to kick his queen out by playing rook over there. So it's a good rook lift. It's called a rook lift in chess. Anyway, played pawn. Then guess what that does? What does that do? Have you got an idea what that move does? Well, I'll tell you. I'll give you an idea. In this position, he can play queen back here, right? So when he plays pawn here, what move would you play as white if you were in this position? So I'll give you a few seconds. I'll count to 5. 1, 2. Have you seen it yet? Is it dawning on you? Right? Here it comes. Boom! Rook h4. And his queen is trapped. Oh no, my queen, he said. And he was beaten in 19 moves. 2,200 player beaten in 19 moves. Okay, so that was a quick game, wasn't it? And we did play that game at an extraordinary level. We press the review button for the game. You will see that we played at, whoa, wait for it, 91% accuracy. There we go. 91%. We can be very proud of ourselves there at 91% accuracy. Right. Now we'll go back here. So that was the game ending in 19 moves. So we're going to go back now for game 4, isn't it? I think it's game 4. It was in 19 moves. Go back to the archives. It was 19 moves, so we've got 2 games left. In the next game, I play at 93.4% accuracy. So my level of skill goes up. I just beat him in 19 moves. Can I beat him in 13 moves? Is it possible? Well, I've got the white pieces here. I've got the white pieces. And got the white pieces. And we'll see what we can do with those white pieces. No, I've got the black pieces, he says. Right, so he played e4, I played e5. He played knight f3, I played knight c6. So we've got the king's pawn opening the king's knight's game. Played bishop c4, played bishop c5. This is all booked. We've seen all this before, haven't we, right? You guys know all this. So he castled, and then I played d6. Okay? And then he played rook e1. And I thought, hold on a minute, what are you doing there? And I thought, well, I'll pin his knight because he's not doing too much danger there. Anyway, he played there. Normally you would think that he would play a move like c3 to play, you know, like stop the knight coming in or something like that. Also c3 allows queen here with a counter double attack. You know, you think he'd be doing something like that. But no, he just played d3 quietly. So I thought, well, I'll put my knight in there and just see what I can come up with. And he played king there, and I thought, he's just trying to be a smarty. And I thought, you can't play chess like that. And I played knight takes knight. Right. And he played pawn takes. I just moved my bishop back. I thought, well, I'll let you worry about your pawns. He played rook there. Well, I should apparently take the pawn off. I played queen there. And he played knight there. Well, I should take this pawn off here. The engine says I should take that pawn. But I did. Oh, I'm a good player. And I moved my bishop back. Now I want to take his knight so I could take this pawn. He played rook there. So I moved my bishop back and attacked his rook. So he moved back and I took his knight off and he resigned. He resigned. Because if he takes with the rook, he loses. Bishop takes pawn check, wins the queen. Right? If he takes with the queen, or he can't take with the, if he takes with the bishop, I'll just attack his queen. Taking with the bishop is probably the best move. He's got a bad game, but he didn't like it. He thought, this is rubbish. I just lost in 19 moves, and now I've got a lost game in 13 moves. Okay? So now we get into the final game. Final game, he plays really, really well. And we're talking about my opponent from France, blitzmgl. His rating's down to 2151. Mine's up to 2191, right? Because we're beating him with it, giving him a bit of a trouncing here. So we go back to the archives. Right, back in the archives. And now we're looking at the final game, right? Looking at the final game. I think this is the final game, yeah. Okay, so this game here is 35 moves long. And there is a problem in the position. I'm going to show you a little problem that occurs. I'm going to show you a problem. You're looking at the final position, and we don't want to show you too much at this stage. But what we will do is we'll go to the analysis room, and we'll go to the review on this final game. And I just sent I sent this game, the recording of this game, to Aidan at Don't move until you see it. Aidan's in South Australia. He's an Australian. Came up with the idea of a visualisation chess training technique. So I sent this game to him because it had an interesting position, which I'm going to show you. And I hope that everybody watching on YouTube gives this video a thumbs up, right? Because there's some good training and ideas in here for you to apply in your chess games, right? Okay. So, right, so I've got the white pieces again. You might ask, well, how did you get so many whites as opposed to blacks? Well, it was totally random. My setting on chess.com, just to explain to you, is random, right? So I might get 4 blacks in a row or 5 blacks in a row. It's just totally random, right? Right, so here we go. E4, E5, D4 I played. I thought I would be, I thought I might be just a bit entrepreneurial because I'm winning my games and I'm playing well. I beat him in 19 moves, then I beat him in 13. So I thought, well, he might be a bit scared, so I'll throw things at him. He took the pawn, and I played knight there. I thought, well, I'll just get the pawn back. And he played knight here, and I captured the pawn, and he played knight here. Now, a lot of beginners in this position, they would take the knight, and then the queen would capture, and the queen would have a powerful position on the board. So that would be a mistake, right? Just to show you that, right? But he played the best move. He's a good player. I played knight c3. So then we get into some real complications. I didn't play the game that well. Right? I didn't play the game that well. As a matter of fact, this particular game, when we look at the game review, okay, after it evaluates all the positions and calculates everything, I played with 85.4% accuracy, and my opponent played with 74%. So our French opposition, blitzmgl, he played with 74% accuracy. The engine was a bit nasty to him. I thought that the engine could have been a bit nicer to him because he actually played pretty well. Okay, so we're going to get back into this game. Whoa, 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 whoa. Right. I'll start the review. Come on. Right. We want to just look at the game, don't we? So we just want to go into the analysis at this stage. Okay. Right. And we know these moves were played. And now knight c3. Well, he pinned my knight. So this pawn's now weak. And black's got a great game, right? Engine tends to like black's position. Correct move for white is probably just knight takes knight, followed by bishop to d3, and the position is probably roughly equal. I took the knight, I did that one right. He took back, and then I played pawn there, a bad move. I've overextended my position, and now I've got a bad, weak pawn, right? So my best move was just bishop d3. That was the correct move, bishop d3. Star move, best move. I knew that, but in the game I just sort of got so used to winning, I thought, oh, I'll just attack him. But it's a bad move. And he played queen to e7, exclamation mark. Right, so he gets an exclamation mark. And I thought, what do I do? So I played queen to e2. It's not the best move. I should have played f4. Anyway, he played knight there. Now he's threatening my knight. He's threatening his star move, best move. He's threatening knight takes knight. So anyway, I played bishop to d2. Exclamation mark, best move. I'm actually threatening to take his knight now. Anyway, he took the knight. I took with the bishop. Apparently it's the best move. And he took back, best move. Pawn takes, best move. And now he should castle. But he went queen there. He's hoping for bishop to hit the coin. Right? And that was his idea. However, I played f4. Now, I didn't find the best move. The best move is queen to e3, right? Because my queen's protected, but my game is shit, right? That's the truth. That's the only way to describe it. My game is crap. F4, he castles. He should have hit my queen. I played queen to e3. I should go to e4. That's a better move. Okay, queen e4, because then I could play bishop to d3 and threaten a checkmate and castle and things like that. However, I played queen e3, stuck with it. He played queen there, and then I played bishop here. Now, this game is going to be such a roller coaster. He's got 2 minutes and 33 seconds left on his clock. I've got 2 minutes and 24 seconds. I'm notorious for losing on time, but the position here is classified as equal by white, by the bar on the side of the board, by the engine, I mean. F3, and I castled, a question mark. Best move for me was queen to e4. Right, so that was my best move. Anyway, I should have played queen to e4. He played pawn takes pawn. I played queen takes pawn. And the engine gave me a question mark. It's not the best move. Queen to e4 threatening check was the best. Anyway, he played pawn here. So I thought, well, I'll take his queen. It's the best move. He took the bishop, and then I pushed the pawn on. And now suddenly the whole game's changed. The bar on the side of the board is saying that white's position is fine. Now, this looks like a powerful move, but it's not, because pawn here would trap his bishop. So if he plays bishop here, pawn here, your bishop's trapped. So that means his bishop's got to go back again. We moved back there. And I thought, what do I do here? I played pawn there. Well, that was not necessary because it doesn't do much. I should have played rook to b1. Can you see where the engine is saying rook to b1? This little rook, this arrow here. I should be occupying this b file, right? Anyway, he played rook there. He made a mistake. So I thought, well, I know what I'll do. I'll push a pawn, and I'll threaten to push the pawn again. Just see what he does. And he played pawn there. He was worried. So I played rook to e1, and now I'm threatening rook here, right? But it's not as good as playing rook on to b1. See, the engine knows I should have occupied the open file there. He played king there, so I went back to b1. I finally found that move. The engine said that wasn't the best move. You can't please the chess engine, can you, when you're not a engine user? Anyway, he played bishop back there. So I thought, how do I proceed to protect my position? And how can I mean, black looks like he's got a better game. But engine says white's winning. I played h4, and the engine says star move, best move. And I'm thinking, well, how do I win this stupid position? And he played rook back there, and he gets a star move. It's apparently the best move. And I push my pawn, and I get a star move. I think, God, you know, I'm finding the right moves, but I know what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to keep him under pressure, right? Anyway, he took the pawn, I took back, right? And then he played here, star move, best move. I thought, what do I do here? So I played king there, and that move was to stop him playing rook here and getting an active rook down there on e6. I was worried about that. And so, I got the star move for that. I was really proud of myself when I looked at the chess engine later. The whole idea is to get the king up here to support the pawn structure. That was my idea. Anyway, played rook there. Now he's threatening bishop takes pawn. Can you see? He's threatening bishop takes pawn. And now I thought I'm losing. But you know what the chess engine says? The chess engine says I'm winning. I should play king g3, right? So in this position, I am winning after king here, right? That was my plan, and then I changed my plan. I was frightened of. I was frightened of if I play here, he's going to play rook here and start putting pressure on my pawns. That's the silly idea that I was frightened of. And I couldn't see how, if he played rook here, followed by bishop here on my c pawn, I couldn't see how I could defend it properly. But after king here, I can play rook rook to f4, and my position's fine. So that was the correct move. But I played rook e1, and he played rook there, and now his move is strong. So now what do I do in this position? Well, I'll show you. I push the pawn, and the engine said this is the best move, right? It's a star move, and the position is equal according to the chess engine, right? And the whole idea is if he takes this pawn, I can play rook to e7 and snaffle his c pawn, and the position's drawish, right? But let's see how he makes a mess of it. He played pawn takes pawn. I played pawn. I played bishop here. Now, it's not a good move. I should be playing pawn takes pawn. Now, at this stage, he should play rook takes pawn, hit my bishop, right? Okay. So what I did was he played bishop there instead. Engine says he should hit my bishop with his bishop. But you know what I did? I played rook hits pawn. You're going to love this. You're going to love this idea. So now he can see that I'm threatening rook takes pawn, and he doesn't like it. He's panicking a little bit. So he's got a minute and 6 seconds, but he doesn't think clearly. He thought he protects the pawn. He should have played rook takes pawn. If he took, and I'll show you what would have happened. If he'd taken this pawn, I would have taken his pawn, and then if he took my bishop, I would have taken his bishop, and I would have had two rooks on the set. I would have had a rook on the 7th rank, and I should sort of draw, I think. I'm not sure. Anyway, he played rook here, and now this is getting close to what I wanted to tell you about. There's a special little thing about this position. Anyway, I played pawn takes pawn. Star move. Best move. So now he played this move, bishop here. But he gets a question mark. But doesn't it look like the winning move? It looks like the winning move. It looks like it's threatening bishop takes pawn. If you move your bishop back, you can play bishop takes pawn, right? That's what it looks like. But white's got another move. I'm going to give you a chance to look at the position. Tell me what you would play. So I'm going to give you 10 seconds, right? So I'll give you 10 seconds to work out what you would play in this position. As you can see, he played bishop f5. He should have played rook takes pawn. And he would have been winning. But now white's winning. That's the move. Rook takes pawn, double exclamation mark. Can you see what I see? After, he can't take the bishop now. He can't take the bishop because of rook takes rook check. The rook will be free. Okay? And he can't take this free rook because it's checkmate there, right? So what a lovely move, okay? So examine all checks and examine all captures, right? And if you examined all captures and you looked at all the checks and you would have looked at this checkmate theme here, you would have found the double exclamation mark move for Australia to win 5-1 against, what was it, 4-1? 4-1 against France, right? Or was it 5-1? 4-1 or 5-1? Something like that. Anyway, rook takes pawn, that's the move. Anyway, I'll show you what he did. He played rook here. He should take the bishop is the best move. But he played rook there. And then what move would you play as white in this position? So you've got to find a move in this position. What move would you play? Would you give him a check, or what would you do in this position? Right? Well, I gave him a check. It's not the right move. the correct move is rook here. Rook here is the correct move. Threatening checkmate. See the checkmate? It's checkmate. Yeah, just rook here. He hasn't got a check. And checkmate. So I didn't find the best move, but I did give him a check. Right? And then he went here. That's forced because he can't go here because he's in check. So he went there. So you know what I did then? I gave him another check, I think. I think I gave him one more check. I gave him another check, and that's the best move. And then he went there. And then that's when, hello, the brain woke up, and I played rook here, threatening checkmate. And he can't stop the checkmate. See the checkmate? And all that beautiful checkmate and everything, all came from this move, this idea. In this position here, white looks like he's lost, but he finds this brilliant move, rook takes pawn, and the whole game changes. Any other move, well, white's probably lost because the rook is cut off from the action, and you can't win with just a rook and a bishop against a king, right? And all those pieces. So this rook takes pawn is the double exclamation mark key move. And hopefully you might see that on Aiden's Don't Move Until You See It channel, because it is a beautiful move. And I was so proud of finding it. It's just a shame that in this position I didn't play the very best. Because after he played rook here, I should play the move, and maybe Aiden's going to include this in the Don't Move Until You See It program. But rook here threatens checkmate, and of course, if the king moves here, you simply give him a check, and mate follows. There we go. I hope you enjoyed the match, France versus Australia, or Australia versus France. And I want to thank blitzmgl, my very honourable opponent from France, for the games that he played with me. I did send him a message to let him know that I was doing the video, and to also acknowledge the fact that I also know that he's a very strong player, and he probably just had a bad session. We all have bad chess sessions from time to time, don't we? And I certainly have had quite a few of those myself. And except this time I wasn't on the end or receiving end of the bad session. So thank you, blitzmgl from France. We love you, man. Take care. God bless you all. Don't forget, thumbs up if you like the video. And if you want to follow my Twitch channel, and you also subscribe to my YouTube channel, and you'll be getting notifications of further videos. If you want to contribute to my channel, my PayPal account is in the video description, and any gifts that you make towards me making more videos is much appreciated. Thank you from me, and thank you from Grandmaster Teddy, of course. Okay, take care now. God bless you all. But we're going to sign off